My life is like a Christopher Nolan movie. I don't really understand what's going on.
Welcome back. In this video, I'm gonna talk about all of Christopher Nolan movies, a director with a creative mind and awesome movies so far, most of which are significantly related to time in some ways. This passionate man made a 3-minute movie called Doodlebug in 1997 about a man anxiously trying to kill a bug-like creature in his apartment. Later in 1998, he made his first long movie in black and white. Stay with me as I start the list from the first to the latest movie.
So you followed women?
I followed anybody. I just wanted to see where they went, what they did.
Number 1, Following 1998. This black and white movie is about Bill, an unemployed aspiring writer living in London, England. Follows people out of crowds to find material for his writing. He sets rules to keep his following random, but breaks one by following someone more than once. First, he follows Cobb, a confident and intelligent burglar who catches Bill spying on him. Cobb has a great interest in the individuals he steals from, and during a burglary, Bill becomes interested in the woman who owns the flat. They start seeing each other, and Cobb becomes upset when he learns the woman has asked Bill to do a job for her. However, things aren't as they seem, and Bill discovers why.
Somebody's gotta pay, Lenny. Somebody always pays.
Number 2, Memento 2000. Leonard Shelby, an insurance claims investigator, suffers from short-term memory loss due to an injury he sustained during his wife's murder. He has learned to cope with his memory loss through dealing with Sammy, a professional investigator with similar issues. Leonard uses coping mechanisms such as a system for organizing things, talking to people face-to-face, taking Polaroids, and writing copious notes, which he tattoos on his body. His current mission is to find and kill his wife's murderer, John G., who he believes is the man tattooed on his body. Leonard is aided by a few seemingly independent individuals, including Teddy and Natalie, but he remains uncertain about their identity, motivations, and if they are working towards the same goal.
Doing me here. Killing changes you. It's like awareness. Who am I speaking to?
Number 3, Insomnia 2002. In Nightmute, Alaska, 17-year-old Kay Connell is murdered. Two Los Angeles robbery homicide detectives, Will Dormer and Hap Eckert, are called in to investigate. Dormer suffers from insomnia due to the midnight sun and a secret he carries. He is delusional and believes the murderer has contacted him, causing him to be delusional. They form a symbiotic relationship, keeping secrets for each other's benefit. However, ambitious local detective Ellie Burr may be able to piece the story together independently.
Guy dresses up like a bat. Clearly has issues.
Number 4, Batman Begins 2005. Bruce Wayne, a young boy, witnessed his parents' death and became obsessed with revenge. He returns to Gotham City, overrun by organized crime and dangerous individuals, and faces the company being pulled out from under him. After discovering a cave and prototype armored suit, he takes on a new persona, Batman, with the help of rising cop Jim Gordon. Batman aims to take down various schemes by individuals like Mafia Don Falcon, twisted drug dealer Jonathan Crane, or the Scarecrow, and a mysterious third party familiar to Wayne.
How'd you like that?
How'd you do it?
Number 5, The Prestige 2006. The story follows two magicians, Robert and Alfred, who embark on a lifelong battle for supremacy. Their rivalry, filled with obsession, deceit, and jealousy, leads to dangerous consequences. As they become fierce enemies, their rivalry threatens the lives of those around them, set in turn-of-the-century London.
So what are you proposing?
It's simple. Kill the Batman.
Number 6, The Dark Knight 2008. In this great movie, and in my opinion one of the best adaptations of Batman comic books, Batman, Lieutenant James Gordon and District Attorney Harvey Dent plan to arrest mob accountant Law to bring down Gotham's organized crime. However, Law's revelations threaten Gotham's organized crime, leading mob bosses to turn to the Joker, a sadistic psychopath with a purple suit. As the Joker wreaks havoc, Batman faces his greatest challenge in battling injustice. Will he be prepared to navigate the balance between defender, avenger, hero, and vigilante? This movie is my favorite among all of his movies. What is yours? Let me know in the comments.
A single idea from the human mind can build cities.
Number 7. Inception 2010. This movie is said to have been inspired by Paprika, an anime with a similar plot in many ways. Dominic Cobb is a renowned practitioner of the artistic science of extraction, which involves inserting oneself into a subject's dreams to obtain hidden information without the subject knowing. This concept was taught by his professor father-in-law, Dr. Stephen Miles. Dom's associates are former students of Miles, who he needs to continue as the dream architect. Arthur believes it has something to do with Dom's deceased wife, Mal, or his desire to go home with his 2 young children. Dom's work primarily involves corporate espionage, with clients demanding no failure. Dom is also a wanted man, as many of his past subjects have learned about his actions. One of his clients, Mr. Saito, offers Dom a job to take the concept further into Inception, but planting thoughts into the subject's dreams without them knowing. Inception can fundamentally alter a person's being, and Saito's target is Robert Fisher, the heir to an energy business empire. The team faces challenges in success, including concerns about an aspect of Inception that Cobb fails to disclose to other team members, and Adrian's belief that his subconscious, particularly related to Mal, may be taking over what happens in the dreams.
My mother warned me about getting into cars with strange men.
This isn't a car.
Number 8. The Dark Knight Rises 2012. 8 years after The Dark Knight 2008, Gotham is at peace. However, Bane, a new evil force, has arrived and aims to take over the city. Bruce Wayne, who has rebuilt Wayne Manor, has become reclusive. Bane forces Batman to come out of retirement, but his allies are few. Selina Kyle, an elusive jewel thief, could be the key to stopping Bane, but her side remains unclear.
You're a well-educated man, Coop, and a trained pilot.
And an engineer.
Number 9. Interstellar 2014. In the future, Cooper, an ex-science engineer and pilot, is tied to his farming land in the American Midwest. As Earth crops suffer from sandstorms, the people realize their life is coming to an end. Cooper, with his scientific intellect and ability to pilot aircraft, is asked to go on a daring mission into a wormhole to save the human race by finding another habitable planet. Cooper must decide whether to stay or risk never seeing his children again.
What are you doing? You know where we're going. Into war, George. I'll be useful, sir.
Number 10. Dunkirk 2017. In World War II, British and French soldiers are trapped on the French coast at Dunkirk, with a small number of French soldiers guarding the perimeter. The majority of the soldiers are waiting for destroyers to return them to Britain, with the British leaving first and the wounded receiving priority. Dunkirk's only dock is protected from enemy bombs, and Churchill, newly elected, calls for civilian watercraft to transport supplies and soldiers from the beach to destroyers or back to Britain. The situation is a catch-22 for the British, as they need to bring as many soldiers safely home as possible while preserving their military resources. A squadron of 3 Royal Air Force Spitfires is involved in dogfights with enemy planes while protecting the soldiers on the ground. They must ensure their own safety and provide necessary supplies such as fuel levels to ensure their survival. Another story involves 2 soldiers on the beach who realize that their survival depends on their ability to make it onto a destroyer or other watercraft returning to Britain. However, making it aboard a ship does not guarantee survival. In the final story, Mr. Dawson, his son Peter, and their 17-year-old friend George are on Dawson's pleasure craft, all realizing the dangers involved and must decide whether to focus on personal problems or continue to assist in the war.
You want to crash a plane? Well, how big a plane? That part is a little dramatic.
Number 11, Tenet, 2020. In a twilight world of international espionage, the protagonist, a CIA operative, is recruited by Tenet to prevent Sator, a Russian man with precognitive abilities. From starting World War III, he masters time inversion to counter the threat. The protagonist joins Tenet, a shadowy government organization, to protect human survival. They face a terrifying technology and an imminent attack from the future. They team up with their cryptic partner Neil to find Sator. The race against time is fierce and the future of the world is at stake. Can 2 agents work alone to avert Armageddon?
You are the man who gave them the power to destroy themselves.
Number 12, Oppenheimer 2023. The Oppenheimer 2023 movie is a gripping drama that follows the life of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the brilliant physicist who led the Manhattan Project and helped create the first atomic bomb. The film takes place in the years following World War II as Oppenheimer struggles with the moral implications of his work and grapples with the consequences of unleashing such a devastating weapon on the world. As the film unfolds, we see Oppenheimer navigating the complex political and social landscape of post-war America. He is hailed as a hero for his role in ending the war, but also faces criticism and suspicion from those who question the morality of his actions. Oppenheimer is haunted by the destructive power of the bomb and the toll it has taken on innocent lives, and he begins to question whether his work was worth the cost. The film explores Oppenheimer's relationships with his colleagues, his family, and his own conscience. We see him struggling to reconcile his scientific pursuits with his personal values and wrestling with the weight of his own legacy. Along the way, he encounters a cast of compelling characters, including fellow scientists, politicians, activists, and ordinary citizens whose lives have been impacted by the bomb.